Welcome back to JH Diesel. Got some exciting stuff coming at you today. We got our Burnout truck in the shop. Big hit at the wall, Cletus and cars. You'll have on those big jobs, especially when you're putting her in four-wheel drive. But got the Burnout truck back in here, and you're probably wondering, why do we have the Burnout truck in here? We don't have another Burnout to do in what, 4, 5, 6 months or something like that? I think it's April is the next Burnout competition. But we got it in here because we're going to fix power steering on it, which burned up in the last run. And we're going to put a nitrous nitrous system on it, which it already has nitrous, but we're going to put a purge system along with a micro switch setup. So we have all the nitrous will be on a micro switch instead of on a button, which we have taped to the shifter right now. And we're going to be doing some other stuff to it to get it ready for a little event coming up. A little undisclosed location. We're going to be doing some dirt drags. So we got these tires are going to be coming off. We got some different tires to put on it. We got the nitrous to put on there. So we'll be under wide open throttle, be spraying the crap out of it, and heading down at least a 300-foot dirt track. Should be super exciting, super fun too. So we'll get this thing done. Justin's working on the pump now. And as soon as he's done with the power steering pump, get on the nitrous stuff, bolt the tires on it, and this rig will be ready to rip. And then we're going to get another truck in here and get that one ready. You guys will be super excited to see that one in the dirt drags. Oh, man. Got our nitrous micro switch hooked up. You can't even see it. My boy covered it up. You don't even know it's there. We got our purge about to get installed. And then, man, dude, look at the tires on this rig. These are some sand tires right here. A lot of guys use these for sled pulling and dirt drags. It should be a really good tire to hook up on. Doesn't look like it, but they are pretty dang good. And then back here at Justin's body shop, he's just about got the bed.
I mean, it's almost back to factory.
I mean, this bed was pretty cranked before. I mean, it had like...
You can see the tail light almost...
Oh, it almost fits in now. Just have to screw that thing right in there. Yeah. But this bed before already was like shredded up and creased, and that's why I wasn't too concerned whenever it hit the wall. So, you want to do a final... You gonna do a finishing touch with that? Is that your...
Yeah, I got.
Is that your body tool?
I gotta roll this around here.
You're gonna roll her?
She's kind of curled up still.
As you guys can see, the bed was already pretty cranked on it, so I wasn't too concerned whenever we caught the wall with her. Look at the skill here, dude. Goodness. Oh yeah, he's really pulling her out there. Watch the paint though. I don't want to rust, you know. We got enough trucks rusting around here. We don't need another one.
Pretty close to as PDR as you can get.
PDR? I agree with that. I can see that, dude. This thing looks mean on these tires. No, it looks like it means business. This is gonna be fun. So now that our nitrous system is all finally hooked up, the purge and the nitrous kit from NOS is all hooked up on the truck, we are gonna address the rear brake issue that we have on this thing, which is they're non-existent. So, did a little research online, found a little place. They make a disc brake conversion kit for the Dana 80. Big heavy duty brackets. And we're gonna be able to put some disc brakes on this thing. So that'll be next, getting the disc brakes all mounted up. We need these obviously for safety and then for racing and doing the whole shots and stuff. It'll be easier to spool up with all four brakes. So here's our disc brake kit now. Basically, we got our brackets, we got our rotors, all our studs are there, so everything should be nice. Brake lines, calipers, the whole deal, everything is here. So now we're gonna set this rig up and get us some rear brakes on it and get rid of, you know, not having rear brakes, being a little safer and be a little bit better to spool up at the line.
So here we are putting our bolt-on brake kit on. That's right. That's the rotor that came with it, and that rotor doesn't fit over this hub. So that's a rotor off another Dodge rear end that we have here. That's the caliper and the bracket that came with the kit. Unfortunately, as you can see, it does not match up with the holes. So we're gonna have to make a piece for in here. We're gonna get some measurements and start working on that. So I'll take you guys along, show you what it takes to make a bolt-on brake kit bolt-on. So I took some cardboard, I made a template, I made two pieces. You guys have seen me do this a bunch of times. There's no reason for me to show you again. Take the cardboard, draw your pattern, trace it out onto the steel, take your grinder and spend 45 minutes cutting plates out. We're all set with that. Now we're going to get them tacked onto the brackets for the rear end. And I'm not sure if we're going to weld them or bolt them. We'll see. This is our bracket that they sent us in the kit. This bolts to the caliper here and here. And this is the bracket that I made. You can see how far off we were for what we needed. So I'm gonna go ahead and weld all this on. I cleaned all the edges of all this up. I kind of opened these holes up to where they weren't bolt holes. They were just kind of notches. I'm gonna weld all that out. Flip this over. I'm gonna weld here, and I'm also gonna weld along that edge. So I got a little bit of an edge to weld there. So get all this welded out, and then this will be welded to the rear end. And then we'll have something to work with. All welded up. I think it'll be just fine. I clean up that edge a little bit. That one right there looks like it'll be all right. Alrighty, we got our bracket welded on the rear end. Now we can go ahead and let it cool down a little bit. And we'll bolt the caliper on it and see how everything lines up. So after a little cleaned her up, put brand new rotors on it. Got the caliper on there. And it looks like everything is gonna fit real nice. The wheel will go on, no problems at all. So, the bracket, everything clears. I think we are good to go.
Dude. Been hustling back here today.
It's all done.
Couple days worth of work here. Honestly, not the easiest thing. And yes, I know the brakes sit how they sit, but that's really the only way that you're gonna get brakes on this thing. We ended up not being able to use the rotors that they gave us. We ended up having to use some Dodge rotors off a later model Dodge. We got them to work. The calipers and everything lined up. Justin built some brackets, but we do have 4-wheel disc brakes now. It just, the way that the rear end is set up on this, we learned that this rear end we think is actually a cabin chassis rear end. A buddy of mine reached out and was like, I think it looks like a cabin chassis. We didn't know that, so it is what it is. But we got it in there. Everything is done. Looks pretty good. And hopefully, well, it does work, so I mean, what are you gonna do? It doesn't look that bad once it's down like that. But I don't know. Something we will something we'll probably have to get used to, but it's got 4-wheel disc brakes now, so I don't know.
It's just a bolt-on, complete bolt-on kit.
Complete bolt-on kit. Right. Yeah, right. Anyways, guys, we're all done here. 4-wheel brakes. Let's go test this thing out in the yard and see what it is gonna do. Hopefully get this thing spooled up, get the nitrous going, having this thing light the turbos better, be able to rip it. We'll see in a minute. Well, now that we got the rear disc brakes on it, nitrous is all in properly now. We got a purge system hooked up. On top of that, we have our nitrous actually plumbed in to work. So let's see if it actually does work. We'll mess with the purge now. I'm gonna get the truck warmed up and we'll do some watches. Make sure everything's working like it should.
Excellent.
Hopefully nothing breaks.
Great idea. Why do I always cringe?
So getting our brakes dialed in and the RPM gauge, everything seems to be working like it should.
How do the brakes feel?
Brakes, honestly, we gotta have to work on that. They feel a little spongy, but it's pulling hard to the left. I think I have a problem with this. Look at this. So we weren't able to do the front brakes because we just couldn't get the right parts. Nobody could send us the correct parts. So we gotta come back and get the front brakes done. But for now, this is just gonna have to do. Well, let's see, we put our nitrous on a wide open throttle switch and we have it on a button. So I'll kick the nitrous on. Make sure we're good and burned. Oh yeah. He comes in a little violently, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Holy. Well then.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So now because we want to do dirt drags, we need to take it in the yard and at least do like a test launch on dirt and see what it does.
Yeah.
But dang, dude, that thing came in. It came in pretty quick, pretty violently.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, it makes a little power there.
So we're gonna see how it does. It was very hard spooling. I could not get this thing to spool. So I am going to hopefully use the I have nitrous on a button too. Hopefully that'll help me spool. We'll see how it does. Check it out.
Brakes aren't wanting to hold, it's still wanting to pull through the brakes. I don't know what we got going on yet.
Well then, that was a little violent.
It launches hard.
It launched hard, but I still gonna have to work on it. I don't want to do it again in the yard because it was just too much. It's very rough and violent here, and these tires grab so hard. I'd rather not do it until we got in the dirt, so it's real good. But holy crap, yeah, it came to life. Sure. It came to life, for sure.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a soft launch. I'm gonna learn a little better on dirt and see what we can get to do. Let's go grab the burnout truck though. Can we put those tires on it? Let's see how that thing goes. So now we know how the diesel's gonna do. Very violent in this ground, but this one not too worried about. I think this one's gonna be a little different. Got the IFS on it, so should be a little smoother.
Yeah, I got an IFS what it's gonna do to the front end.
Yeah, you know, it happens. Ifs, ands, or buts, you know.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go take it out and we'll launch this one, see what it does. I'll do it without the spray the first time, and then we'll add spray to it after that. I'll see if I can hold the brakes. This one only has front brakes, but it has a higher stall converter, so hopefully it'll be able to do that. We shouldn't have a problem.
Let's see what it does on the nitrous. We gotta do more than that. What do you think? We gotta do more than that.
Yeah, we're gonna pep it up a notch.
Well, I hope you got something more in store for us than that.
What do you mean? It felt really good.
That looked like you were just trotting off the line. It sounded really good.
These tires hook though.
Yeah.
People don't realize that these are the tires for like sand drags, dirt drags, that kind of stuff. They freaking hook. So the boggers, They're aired up too. We may lower the bogger pressure down once we get to the dirt and stuff. But these tires hook right here. I don't know what it is about them, but they do. So I'll turn the spray on this time. We'll see what it does.
That's a little better. Extra 150 horse makes a little difference. Look good.
Now it look a little better?
Yeah, it look good.
It still is a little, she's not exactly.
We need to put up bigger.
More spray?
Yeah, bigger.
The bottle pressure's down right now too. I don't know how much is in this bottle. We never pulled it out
I
and
don't know
weighed it or
either.
anything. It could be very close to being empty. So I know we got a full one, another one. I can tell you the nitrous in the Dodge does a very, very big difference.
When it comes in,
That
it
truck's
comes in.
insane, dude. So, but I do think, because even when I purge it,
Yeah, I mean,
is there any
it's
spray coming
it
out?
is, yes.
Like pure white, or
Yeah.
is it is?
It's just right at the nozzle.
Yeah, I wonder if this is,
It may be this is the bottle you used for the last burnout. I mean, it could be
could be a little low.
low.
Do one more with it.
Let's see what it's got in the dirt. Only one way to find out.
That
Right?
one guy's gonna be pissed.
I know the guy that owns this yard is gonna be mad.
I think I can live with that. This one, I'm pretty sure is out of spray. I think that bottle's super low. So what we'll do is we'll get a full bottle in it. I think it'll come to life a little bit better. It's still got something, but I don't think it has a ton. The pressure that low. And then we got the 78 ready. We got this ready. Well, 78's 90% ready. The little brake issue we're having, it is what it is, but we should be able to make it at least still, I think, be able to spool and be able to rip and have a good time with it. So we got that going, and we'll get these things loaded up, and we're off to some dirt drags, some buggy races. Going to be pretty sick. Some badass buggies going to go down there. I've seen some like 1,500, 2,000 horsepower swamp buggies, so should be pretty interesting to what we see. But for now, we'll get these rigs loaded up and get ready to go.